So in my last video, I talked about the duck incident. How I left half a duck out in 30-degree heat, forgot that my parent doesn't even like duck, and only realized later that I'd made a stupid decision. It was a small thing, but it revealed a pattern I keep seeing. Failure to retrieve information I already know. Failure to stop and think before acting. Failure to engage my brain when it matters. I've been saying for a while that this is about neural pathways, that I haven't developed the essential connections yet. And I think that's true, but I've been saying it for long enough. It's time to actually do something about it. So I've been thinking about what would actually work. What would actually change the behavior? I came up with 3 techniques. These are practical things I can actually do, not just understand. Technique 1, the stop and think pause. The first technique is simple, but it's not easy. Before any decision, I force myself to stop and think. I pause, I take a breath, and I walk myself through the situation consciously. The old me would have just left the duck out. No pause, no thought, just autopilot. The new me needs to create a gap between impulse and action, a gap where my conscious brain can catch up. Here's what the pause looks like. I stop. I ask myself, what is the situation? Then, what are my options? Then, what are the consequences of each option? Then, what information am I missing? And then, what is the best decision? For the duck, it would have gone something like this. Situation, I have leftover duck. Options, leave it out or put it in the fridge. Consequences, if I leave it out, it might spoil in the heat, but my parent might want some. If I put it in the fridge, it stays fresh, but my parent might not see it. Missing information, my parent doesn't like duck. I already know this. Best decision, put it in the fridge. It sounds slow. It is slow at first, but I know that with practice, it'll get faster. The goal isn't to spend minutes on every decision. The goal is to just interrupt the autopilot long enough to engage my brain. Technique 2, the information check rule. This one targets the specific failure. I fail to retrieve information I already know. So I ask myself directly, what am I forgetting? What do I already know about this situation? I don't wait for my brain to spontaneously surface the information. I prompt it. I give it a nudge. For the duck, I would have asked, what do I know about my parent and duck? And the answer would have surfaced. They don't like it. I knew that. I had stored it. I just didn't retrieve it. This technique is about making retrieval intentional. I don't assume my brain will do it on its own. I deliberately ask the question. Technique 3, the think in reverse method. This one is about working backward from potential problems. Instead of thinking about what I want to do, I think about what could go wrong. Then I work backward to prevent it. For the duck, I would have asked, what could go wrong if I leave this out? The answer, it could spoil, or my parent might not want it. Then I'd ask, how could I prevent that? Put it in the fridge. Check if my parent actually wants it. And then, what information would help me prevent that? The information I already have. My parent doesn't like duck. This technique forces me to anticipate problems, which naturally surfaces the relevant information. It's like looking at the situation from the other end.